Hello, and welcome to Hellhound's Midnight Spook Show, here on the Horror Metal channel. I've been watching a lot of the old classic black and white Universal Monsters films, Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney Sr. and Lon Chaney Jr. and all them, and figured I'd start reviewing those movies here pretty soon, so look out for reviews of those type of movies coming soon. Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman, The Mummy, Bride of Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, Creature of the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera, all that stuff. So that's coming soon, but right now we're going to do Movie Freaks Nightmare on Elm Street tag. Yeah, talking all about Freddy. So, we could talk about these movies all day. So, yeah, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. So let's go and get started. Somebody else did a Nightmare on Elm Street related tag not too long ago, but these questions are completely different and some pretty thought-provoking discussions, so check out that other one. If you haven't already, that was pretty good too, and I'm happy that we have another one as well, because as I said, I could talk about these movies forever, and go and check out Movie Freaks channel. He's got some great content. I'm really glad to have discovered his YouTube channel. He's got some good videos, so check out his original videos, subscribe to his channel. Let's go ahead and get started. Question number one is, what is your favorite and least favorite film, and why? I think that the original, the first Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984, directed by Wes Craven, is technically the best. I think that's the best movie. I think it's the scariest, darkest, it's the most, it's got the most horror in it, and it's, really good, well acted, and well directed, very suspenseful, but my personal favorite is, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. I think the third film is just a lot of fun. It's very entertaining. It's just very enjoyable to watch. It's got some great characters. We see the return of Nancy Thompson, played by Heather Langenkamp, for the first movie, which is awesome. A really great cast. Patricia Arquette is Kristen Parker, another great protagonist, and awesome setting in a sanitarium type place with all the troubled teens who have nightmares of Freddy. I love the battle with the animated Freddy skeleton. His charred, blackened bones rise up to do battle with Nancy's dad and Craig Watson's character. Some really elaborate and creative dream sequences, some awesome effects, a stop-motion Freddy puppet. There's just so many things to like in that film. The giant Freddy snake. So much awesome imagery and visuals and great characters, really likable, really easy to follow plot. The first movie I thought had a stupid ending. I could not stand the characters of Nancy's mother, played by Ronnie Blakely. I despise that character. To me, she ruins almost everything scene she's in. But I still love the first movie. I still think it's a classic, but I slightly prefer Part 3 as my personal favorite just for those reasons. Again, I think Part 1's a better movie, but I always enjoyed Part 3 the most. It's the one that I rewatch over and over, and I just love that movie. It's so enjoyable to me, way more entertaining. It's the most fun to watch of the whole series. But again, I do respect the original more and think it's the best. And my least favorite film, definitely the remake. I hated that piece of shit. I think that was the worst of the big four remakes. It was worse, I think Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre were pretty good. Rob Zombie's Halloween was half of it was good, half of it sucked. But then the Nightmare on Elm Street remake was garbage, in my opinion. Jackie Earle Haley was actually the best thing about it. I thought he did a good job. Replacing Robert Englund can't be done. Robert Englund is Freddy, but I appreciate their valiant effort with Jackie Earle Haley. He was a good choice, but it just wasn't good at all. Clancy Brown was good too, but I just freaking hated it. It was like the Poltergeist remake. They just tried to repeat what made the original good, and they failed miserably. Freddy coming out of the wall, the body being dragged to the hallway. It was all ruined by shitty-looking effects and rushed production, and it was just terrible. It was just an insult to the original. I hated it. But not counting the remake, if you talk about the original series, the worst movie, I think, to me, is definitely Freddy's Dead. The Final Nightmare. Oh gosh, I hate that movie. It's so ridiculous. I mean, you can kind of watch it in a so bad it's good way, guilty pleasure, kind of laugh at it, but it's really, really awful. It's just, at this point, Freddy his transformation into a campy, comedic clown was complete. He was like a 60s Batman villain, and then with the video game scene and the power glove, and it's just all so ridiculous, and the story's an incoherent mess. It doesn't make any sense. When people dream, they do whatever they're doing in the dream. Like Freddy's controlling the guy in the video game, he's jumping all around, and then the other guy's ascending a staircase, so he's walking up an invisible staircase. That didn't happen in the other movies. Somebody would when somebody was sleeping, they were laying down, not moving, and what was happening was in the dream world. So that was just stupid. It's like they didn't put any thought into it. And even the great Robert Englund wasn't enough to save that turd. So yeah, Freddy's Dead is definitely my least favorite. All right, I spent too much time on the first answer. Let's move on. Question number 2 is, which movie had the best Freddy? Well, I think in part 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, which is an okay movie. I don't think it's as bad as everybody says, but it's not one of the best either. I think he has the best look in that series. I really like his look, and that's actually where this figure came from, was part 2. I think he looks cooler in part 2 than he does in part 1. So I really like the makeup work and the way he, his appearance in part 2. But I think the best Freddy is definitely in the original. He was the scariest. He was kept kind of more in the shadows. He's a little more mysterious. They didn't focus on him through the whole movie like they did in later sequels. And he would taunt his victims. It wasn't like campy, funny one-liners and wisecracks yet. It was like threats. It was like he was mocking them. Like when he said, "Nancy, I'm your boyfriend now." He was really scary in that movie. So I think part 1 is the best Freddy. Question number 3: did you mind the humor as the sequels progressed? Everybody knows that the series got funnier and funnier the more it went on. Up until New Nightmare, anyway. And, well, the thing is, I don't mind it to a certain point. Like, I think that part 3 had more humor. Like, they got more humorous as they went on. Part 3 had more humor than the previous 2. I think it was a good balance. Like, it was funny and scary. And again, when Freddy did his one-liners and wisecracks, they were more like cruel taunts. Like, he was mocking his victims and stuff like that. So it wasn't like he was just totally goofy and silly yet. He was funny, but he was scary, and like he was cruel wisecracks and one-liners and not just jokes, for no. So, but then the humor did go overboard in the series. In parts 5 and 6, it was too much. He became a clown. He was no longer scary, and he became the star of the movies. And he was just funny, and that kind of ruined it for me. So yeah, I like it. So to answer the question, I like it up to a certain point, but not when they went overboard with it in the later sequels. Okay, question number 4: what are some of your favorite kills? There's a whole lot to name. I really like the very first kill in the series, which is Tina, I guess, and the blonde girl who, in the very first movie, the blonde girl who gets stabbed and her body like climbs the wall and is up on the ceiling. I thought that was really cool. That was really disturbing and shocking when I first saw it. I was like, wow, I'd never seen anything like that before. And the part 3, my favorite injury, has a lot of good kills too. The puppet, pulling the man's veins out and using him as a dummy, making him sleepwalk and then jump out a window. And then welcome to prime time, bitch, when Freddy shoves the chick's face into the TV. That was pretty cool. Jennifer, this is it, Jennifer. A big break in the TV and smashes her face into the television set. There's so many good ones to pick from. Those are just some of my favorites. Some of the later sequels had some pretty good ones too. Some interesting ones like the Bug Girl in part 4, and then the motorcycle, the car accident in part 5. So yeah, there's a whole lot, but those are my favorites. Question number 5: Robert Englund is irreplaceable. Yes. But if you had to, who would you cast? Oh gosh, Robert Englund is replaceable. He is Freddy. I don't want to see anybody else play Freddy. But yeah, Jackie Earle Haley was a good choice, but and it wasn't really his fault that the movie didn't work. But but it could have been a lot better. He was one of the only good parts of it. But he's no Robert Englund, not even close, and nobody will ever come close. So I don't really know. I don't really know. I guess Jackie Earle Haley was a good choice, but again, it didn't work. It just doesn't work without Englund. So I don't know. I have to think. I'll have to spend some more time on that. I don't really know how to answer that. There's other actors that were considered before Englund was cast. I think some of them would have ended up being good, but Neil, I don't know. Maybe maybe Bill Skarsgård. I don't know. He was good as Pennywise. Maybe he'd be good as Freddy. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, again, I really don't think anybody would be. You know, I feel like it's so synonymous with Robert Englund with Jason, Michael Myers, and Leatherface. As long as they get a large man and put him in a mask, as long as he can be intimidating, that's all they need. But Freddy has a lot more personality and like more. He doesn't wear a mask. It's all the facial expressions and his demeanor. Like England's performance is part of his charm. He made the character his own, and so it really doesn't work with anybody else. It's like somebody else other than Paul Rubens playing Pee Wee Herman or something. Just to think of a quick example. So I don't really know. I don't know. You have to come back to me on that one. But for now, I'm just gonna say maybe Bill Skarsgård. But I don't really picture him as Freddy at all. But I can't think of anybody. I can't really answer that. I don't really think he'd. I mean, I think he'd be a good Freddy, but it would maybe the performance would be good. That I don't think it would work without England. Okay, let's move on now. Question number 6: was Freddy vs. Jason worth the wait? And what would you have done differently? I think it was definitely worth the wait. I fell in love with both franchises, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, for years, and I anxiously awaited that crossover, which was teased at the end of Jason Goes to Hell, which is in 1993. So we waited 10 years for this to come out, and I think it was well worth the wait. I think it was done very well. A lot of people seem to hate on it and criticize it, but I think it delivered pretty much exactly what I wanted. I loved seeing Freddy and Jason fight in the dream world and the real world. I loved all the nods and references to other movies. Seeing Crystal Lake with the letters and the sign was amazing. Seeing flashbacks to other movies, other Freddy movies was great. Kind of going into more of the background of Freddy when he was a human, showing that flashback when he was alive was neat. It was all, I think it well respected the source material. There's a few changes here and there, some things I didn't care for. I really wish Kane Hodder would have played Jason instead of King Kurzinger. I don't know what they were thinking. And what would I have done differently? Well, I would have definitely had a character from each franchise reappear. Tommy Jarvis from Friday the 13th, preferably played by Tom Matthews or even Corey Feldman. And as well as Alice, played by Lisa Wilcox from the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I would have loved if they were both in it and they teamed up together and like it was them at the end instead of Will, played by Jason Ritter, and Monica Kena's character, Lori, I guess, whatever her name was, I don't care. She was a bad actress, like she was terrible. She was a terrible lead girl. So it would be much better if it was Alice and Tommy Jarvis teamed up together and they were the final two, But I wanted to see Freddy, I wanted Freddy and Jason to be the main focus. I wanted them to fight each other and not what's-her-name being the one to stop Freddy. That was stupid. Jason should have did it. I hated how much they made her character a part of it. Really bad actress. I can't remember her name. She was that bad. I think that was what I said was it, but I don't care enough. But yeah, having Tommy and Alice in it would have been awesome. That's pretty much the only thing I would have changed. But mostly get a better lead actress because she was just awful. I mean, no disrespect. I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but maybe she just wasn't prepared or didn't have experience. I don't know, or wasn't written well. Who knows? But anyway, let's move on. Question number 7: who was the best final girl? Definitely Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp from the first and third movies, and then she played herself in Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So yeah, definitely her. Alice is a very close second. I like her too, and I really like Kristen too. As played by Patricia Arquette and Tuesday Night. Kristen, she was good. I like both actresses that played her, but yeah, overall Nancy was the best for sure. She was like the Laurie Strode of the series. She was the best heroine, absolutely. And the final question number 8: what are some of your favorite sequels? Well, obviously Part 3, since I said it was my favorite. I think Part 2 is underrated. I do think it definitely has its flaws. There's definitely a lot of problems, a lot of things I don't care for, but I think there is definitely a really good movie hidden in there. And I like that they did something different. They just didn't just rehash the original. And I also like Part 4 a lot, too. I think the fourth film's pretty good. Not nearly as good as Part 3, but it wasn't bad. Then 5 and 6, and they suck. New Nightmare is good, but I don't think it's as good as everybody says it is. I think it's kind of overrated. Then Freddy vs. Jason was good, and the remake sucked. So pretty much the only ones I really, really love and hold up really high are Parts 1 and 3. Then there's the ones I like and enjoy a lot, 2, 4, New Nightmare. Then there's the ones I despise, which is all the rest. Freddy vs. Jason would be up there with the good ones too. So yeah, there you have it. Movie Freaks Nightmare on Elm Street tag. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out his channel. Movie Freak, and everybody else who's done this tag. I love how these tags come full circle, and like so a group of the same people ends up doing it before I get tagged. Sean Urshan, Bronco Juggalo, Lisa Loves, Hervey Nightmares, JM, Last of Them 76, and several others. It comes full circle. I've met a lot of really cool people because of these tags. I think it's a really great idea. It kind of builds a network here on YouTube, and I meet more and more people. Each tag that I do, then more and more people participate as well, and I meet even more people. So I think it's a great idea, great networking, great way to bring us all close together and build a community of horror fans. So I think these are great ideas, so keep them coming. But yeah, that was the Nightmare on Elm Street tag by Movie Freak. I'm Hellhound. Thank you for watching my Midnight Spook Show here on the Horror Metal channel. Till next time.